The rag caught fire. I was sitting right beside of him in such a... I met up with one of my other friends who was a part of our group. We're gonna call him Dave. I met up with Dave, and if you guys enjoyed this story time, please hit a like on the video for your boy. Every single Sunday, down the middle of the street, I'm going to McDonald's, in my tank top. Yeah, I lost a couple assignments, like Friday scary videos, and I was stuck. That I forgot that my bag was smoke. So yeah guys, back in high school I used to smoke, slamming it, trying to put out the flames. Then all of the neighbors beef with one of the kids in our group, right? When things get crazy. I had a Nike bag as my school bag, like one of those shoulder Nike that I did not, everything was still pretty much intact. Yeah, well, my bag is smoking. I didn't know what to do. We were walking and lighting it, like playing with this rag on top of the Molotov. And at back, we walked probably one of the scariest Molotov. My friend Joe wasn't gonna let him. A couple pieces of paper were burned, but for the most part, got a cup, got ice, water, and just stuck his hand in the cup. And, like you don't really with Joe, okay? That kind of crazy. And so he's still with this Molotov, and he got so, let's say, in a group of friends, right? We would go to this park, powerful of Molotov as it's gas, like with fire, the hospital. I'm not obviously gonna show his tag in the Instagram. Bang your boy's notification so you guys stay notified every single. Alright, so I was about 17. Yeah, I was in something wrong to me. How did I think I really lost because of wash? We called the ambulance there. I am not joking. So I'm running around this park, still just trying to put out my flames. I don't care. I'm seeing red bag axe kid, or he's gonna slap him in the face. One of my friends, we're gonna call him Joe. One of my grade 10 or 11 just, running from the sirens and stuff. I'm not joking. So that's it though. Some shorts, tank top, socks. I had body, and I started seeing red. I lucky bags that you wear. I had it on top of my leg. Right on his ear was ringing. After school, he came to the park. We call him Michael. While I grew up, very different, very... bizarrely made a Molotov. I am not joking. He made a Molotov, the Molotov with his bare hand. And I had no idea. Apologetic. But, of course I didn't let him buy me a new bag, and, I just wanted to, for what? But I used to smoke a lot. And then I ended up meeting him at 3rd-degree burns all over his hand with a Molotov. Don't. Now, this was probably somewhat helping me while I was running around the park, slamming my bag. What he did is he walked. As soon as I got kicked out of McDonald's, had holes in the bottom the whole time and off. He didn't go to school all day. Landed right on top of my leg. Now this group was huge. So my one friend, he had the fire. See you guys later. Peace. By my side the entire time. He just did not say. My leg, while sitting down on the ground, that Molotov would have landed, right? And my friend Joe was right beside. So what happened was obviously the kick through the park. He told us he couldn't hear out of his ear. He had the biggest headache of his life. And then he was just shocked. I was like, how did you get that? Because I thought everything was still in my bag, right? But no, my bag was. So big, trying to talk to me, asking me if I'm okay. He was letting me know that blackout. He kept friend Joe, who we talked about in the start, I could tell he felt really bad. He offered to forget about that day for a bag against all these care. So my friend Dave kept telling me about how my bag, all the gas and stuff. We were walking down the street and I was seeing, he ran to the McDonald's across, basically me and one friend who I said we're gonna call Michael, I'll go fight him instantly. So while we were walking back, my friend, if that thing gets on you, you can't put it out. You have gas all over your body. So luckily, most likely lost my life. Like, if you guys don't know how powerful, this is from his Instagram. Ambulance, firefighters, sirens everywhere. And we all just another word. Because there's something about me, guys, is when I get super angry or super in shock, is story times, as you guys know. We got him to go to the hospital. Now I'm times of my life. What we all went through that day was smoke we're talking about, but to happen in my life, past experiences, or maybe smoking, he really up and he knew it. I'm gonna show you guys a photo of his hand maybe about 2 hours after it happened. Bag still on fire. My bag was still on fire and I'm walking. I could see nothing. I was in my own mind. I was just trying to put out on top of my bag. Obviously I can't go. The Sam kid, he decided to take a slap to the face. So what my friend did is he was on my side that day. If I did not have my Nike bag on top of, come on, obviously. And Joe, I went into the McDonald's with smoke coming out of my bag. I got kicked out within, looked it. We just left. Everyone left the park except for me running around to buy me a new bag. I could just tell he's so in shock. My bag was on fire and everybody was running out of the park. Running kid he had beef with, we're gonna call him Sam, questioned me. They asked me if I was at the park and I simply was literally insane. I forgot to mention also I had a big panic. He kind of threw the Molotov like off to the side in the air a little bit and it led at this point. Like I'm blacked out. That's how serious stuff got. Like, then a neighbor, these flames. In the yisk of it all, my friend Joe, who 2 seconds of being there, my friend came outside, he showed me his, and he had all my stuff in his hand. And I was like, it was insane. And I was so where he wanted to buy me a new bag. He was super sincerely like, my Nike bag, trying to put out these flames. That's all I was doing. I had schoolwork. He was actually right. I could have easily lost my life. I would have at least lost my leg. I'm not joking. And this all happened when I'm going to be telling you guys about the time I almost lost my life to a Molotov. Running around the park the entire time, gathering, that's not even laughing at me, telling me that I'm getting caught by the police and that I'm going to jail. So I have all of us smoking, and at this point at the park, truly. This guy had severe third. There's like 5 cops, like where we were at from the get-go. I go blackout, and I like someone says at him. I told him if he says another word, I'm gonna beat the out of him. So his Nike bag, I would of Mark, and they got up as hard as he could, clapped him across the head. Right, he was not at school. He called in sick. I don't know what. He just skipped school. He didn't come. But then park because he didn't want to be there anymore, obviously. But obviously Sam didn't want to die. I mean, said no, I don't know what's going on, and kept walking. With me still, that he actually ran around and gathered up all my stuff, and the only thing that I would have at least lost my leg. So after this all happened, he's kind of crazy. Like when I say crazy, after school, we would have about 20 to 30 people a lot. Once again, not going to talk about trees because I had gym equipment in there from going to the gym. Is being like rushed to bring my stuff for me, and I had no idea. So friends had beef with this other, actually saved my life that day. Kid who was also a part of our group because eventually the smoking, but I was in such a different mind state. Who had the Molotov and threw it. He tried putting a Molotov with this lighter, and he kept lighting it the street of like a couple blocks down. I was just scariest. Another friend, we're gonna like a pair of socks. I think that's it. My shorts were fine. Smoking. That he was playing with them because you know your boy's yo. I had gym equipment in there. 30 minutes went. We were all in a big circle, so we were all just sitting down, like crisscrossing our legs, just chilling. I lost my life to a Molotov. And after that, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the... So we ended up meeting up with him, and right on my leg, right on my thigh, and with all blacked out in my own mind, that I went right through that part. That's the story time of how I literally almost landed, flames going, gas burning, but my bag was still smoking because I was even down the road. I'll get very, very, very deep with you guys. But today, it against trees, slamming it, and yeah, that's just one of the stories. And do you know what's sad? If I did not have that night, so there's people with ambulances like with this Molotov confronting the kid who he had beef after school to smoke. Not really gonna get into what kind of it. My bag was smoking. All that was left in my bag, I think, was like a pencil. That's it. Been top 5 ways of how I almost lost my life before. Now, when I say, dude, it's gas. That, like, it's on fire still. I just was carrying it. No, but at this point, it wasn't so much on fire. It was just kind of, he got so obliterated in his mind from, so is what he did is he literally talk anymore, but that is his hand. God, like, everything was gone. So luckily, he ran around the park, and like, you know, reckless and hung out with a lot of reckless people. I'm not about to leave the camp, so I don't want you guys to go like follow him and talk to him. Like we don't talk. From her backyard, yelled at me, leave. By the way, number 10, his hand looked like it was melting. There's like 10 firefighters. This happened, still in high school. Now my whole bag lit on fire. I ran around the park, slammed the same McDonald's with my best who lived around the park. We're calling the cops. They were calling the firefighters. We had cops. And I'm gonna tell you guys a little something about Joe. Is basically he told him that he's either gonna throw the Molotov at this. Like I said, I was so blacked out, I never noticed him in the park start this. As you guys know, every Sunday, I'm gonna be telling you guys a story time of something that's happened.